Hey, how are you? Today is a very gloomy day. I would really like to just take a nap, but instead I'm going to be productive and I'm going to show you how I make my candle labels. Scratch that. We're going to make wax melt warmers. Warmers? Labels. Wax melt labels today. We're going to do that today, like right now. For those of you who are new here, my name is Jordan and I am the founder and creator of Chill Babe Candle Co. And I'm so happy to have you here. If you aren't new here, welcome back. And yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, I'm starting in Canva. This is where I make all of my labels, all of my social media, everything. It's amazing. So I'm just taking the labels that I made for my candles and I'm gonna resize them. I'm not sure if this is something that's available with the free version, but it is with the paid. So I usually find that incredibly handy. Here, I realized that I didn't size it correctly. I needed to flip it the other way. So I'm just resizing it once again. Okay, now that we finally have the shape that I'm looking for, I just need to fix the labels up to make them make sense. So right now I'm changing the weight because these are not 8-ounce wax melts. These are 2.75-ounce wax melts. I also put the weight in grams as well. Something to think about is when you're putting in the weight, it's the weight of the wax and the contents on the inside, not what the whole thing weighs together, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to copy and paste that and put that onto all of my labels. So now that the weight has been changed, we need to change the wording so it doesn't say candle. So this, I'm just changing it to soy wax melt, and yeah, I'm just copying and pasting again. Okay, now that the wording is correct on the labels, I just go through and resize everything to make it fit the layout. Soon you'll see me adding the scent notes on the labels just because I felt like it needed an extra something. It looked a little bare to me. Okay, so here you're going to see me open up Photoshop, and that's because with the font that I use, for some reason, Canva doesn't want to put in the cool letters. You'll see here in a sec what I mean. Like here you see that the I and the L, they touch, and there's that little curve going on. That's in Photoshop, but if I were to write that in Canva, the font doesn't do that, and I don't know why. So sometimes I have to go into Photoshop, write out my text, and then save that as a PNG to add to my labels. So kind of a pain, but it is what it is. So here I'm just adding it because I thought I would like that better. I end up changing it back to how it was before, but you'll see that later. So here's a little Canva trick. I just, instead of having to individually resize things, I just like to copy and paste. With Canva, if you copy something from one section and paste it onto the next or the next page, it will actually paste it in the same spot that it was from where you copied it, if that makes sense. And that honestly has just made my life so much easier, because then I don't have to go back and make sure that everything is placed in the same spot as all of the others. And here I'm just checking to make sure that they all look cohesive and nice. Once I save my labels, I go onto Online Labels and use their, I think it's called Maestro. But yeah, I just find the sheet that I'm using, and here I'm just adding the labels onto the sheet. But obviously I have to flip them, so I rotate it counterclockwise 90 degrees. And then for position, I just go up into the corner and hit center middle. This is going to put a little white border around, which is fine because the labels are so close together. I don't want the colors bleeding into each other. And for this sheet, I'm going to do one of each label just because I want to test out the print quality and to see if, you know, the colors do bleed into each other. It's always good to test before you start printing a bunch of things. So here I'm just going to go in and make sure that every block is a different design, which is tedious, but I do it once and then I don't have to do it again. Okay, and now our sheet has all of our labels on it and it's ready to print. Hello, we are now at the printing part. This is where things get slightly ridiculous. Also, I apologize for the lighting. It's just really dark outside and I had to turn the overhead lights on. But this printer is the Canon IP8720, and so far I've really been loving it, but it is ginormous, and I had to put it down here because it wouldn't fit anywhere else, but also I have to pull it out so I can put the paper in this slot, because obviously there's not enough room there. Also, I could not get this thing to connect to the internet to save my life. I spent hours trying to do that, and it just wouldn't work. Oh, it's very dusty. So I have to hook it up to my laptop, and yeah, it's a little inconvenient, but the quality of these prints are really good. So let me just get it all hooked up and we'll get going. Now, because this is a top loading tray, I need to put the paper in so that it's facing, like whatever is being printed on is facing me. Slide it in like that. And now I just have to come onto my laptop and print it. And there we have them. So they just, I do have to trim around the edges a bit, but look at those. As always, I'm so grateful to have you here. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, that would be nice. If you have any comments, leave them down below. And I have linked the printer down below as well. So yeah, okay, thank you, bye.